The other day you were lamenting the loss of message boards. Message boards were not good, but you sometimes falsely feel like they would be more manageable than social media how we live in today. I don't know, it's complicated, right? Like, I have really fond memories of message boards. I kind of learned a lot on message boards, right? That was kind of where I started learning about robotics. That was kind of where I started learning from a lot of like model communities, like model train and model boat and model plane communities. I started learning about making little things that moved. And I found those spaces like really comforting and cool and important. But also there's definitely a lot of like they were pretty aggressive there. I don't know if you guys experienced this, but a lot of like, this is simply the best and anything else is very stupid and you're bad for thinking it, you know? But I felt like there was more, maybe this is dumb, I feel like there was more mentorship in those days. Like I feel like now on the internet, you are only ever exposed to people who are like your age, doing the things you like, experiencing things the way that you do. Whereas I feel like back then, it was more kind of mixed in and around. Like you'd encounter more people. I'm not even saying like, you need to find people who challenge your worldviews. Like, I don't even care, man. I'm not gonna make you eat your vegetables, whatever. But I do feel like communities that have like, I don't know, you're like a little girl learning about robotics and you can go on this model plane forum and ask them about adhesives, and a bunch of like old dudes who've been doing this for 1,000 years will tell you information about adhesives that they know. Whereas like now, I mean, there's still Reddit, and I guess that is kind of the place for it, is you'd go on a relevant subreddit, but it's different. It's just a different vibe. Mid-90s forums had some crazy people. I was not alive, but I imagine it, you know, that it was probably pretty similar to what I encountered. We encountered more people because our feeds were chronological instead of algorithmic. I mean, yeah, even chronological feeds make a big difference, but also forums make a big difference, you know, because you're seeking things out based on information and less just based on what's fed to you, you know? It's, yeah, part of it is being wary about looking to the past and saying things were better in my day. And I do agree, right? But I also think that there's a difference between saying, like, when I think that it gets to be a problem with, like, things were better in my day is when people are like, people were better in my day. No, they weren't. People were people in your day. Sit down. But I do think that things can be better in different people's days. And I think that the internet that I knew as a kid was more democratic, right? The spaces that people interacted in were often not corporately owned, and if they were, it wasn't giant corporations owning them, right? The idea that you could make money off of people's attention just didn't really exist yet. You know what I mean? So I think that that concept has made the internet just kind of a worse place to hang out. iPads weren't rotting kids' brains, but TVs still were. I don't know. People said the same thing about novels. I just don't think it's that big a deal. I can't say that for sure. I don't know. I don't study this. I'm no scientist. But like, I don't know. People say these things. People have been saying these things my whole life. Like, oh, people have such short attention spans now. And then you look in history and people were saying that all the time. And it just kind of seems like maybe people have short attention spans. Maybe that's just a thing about people. Also about newspapers, yeah. But yeah, no, I do think definitely that having all of our spaces be corporate owned, and it's less democratic and it's less interesting. I do kind of miss an internet that was weird and existed less to make money and deal in our information and attention than to just kind of create spaces for weird, interesting interactions. But that's just me. I don't know, man.